Hey everyone, this is Andre. I'm not even sure what my channel's called anymore at this point, but I haven't been making videos in a while. I've been busy studying for some important tests and doing some important stuff. But this video is like a special thing that I want to do, and I wanted to do it for a long time. And alright, I want to do a video about the Sonic movie, and why am I so freaking hyped about it? And yes, I am hyped about the Sonic movie. It is. I may sound like a crazy person, but I'm hyped for it. I'm very hyped for it. And you know why? Because I don't care about how objectively good it is. I care about how enjoyable it is. And I think it's going to be very enjoyable. Now let's look about, first, before we talk about, objective quality of movies and, opinions and all that kind of stuff, let's move over to my Sonic movie hype collection of things. So, got a bunch of these different images and whatnot. So, this is like, I've did a little bit of photoshopping with like GIMP, which is a piece of software which is basically the free version of Photoshop but made by different people. So what you have here is like a slightly better version that I photoshopped with better colors and different shapes and stuff of Sonic from the trailer. I'm going to show you some more stuff that I did. I don't think this one is really good. I think this one encapsulates it better. This is a bit of a better version of the design from the trailer. I did another one where I made his eyes bigger. Like I made his eyes a little different. I'm not sure. I think that was worse than what I eventually did. And this is another version of my fixed version of it. Barely anything changed. Just some shapes altered and whatnot, a bit of shape altering, and a bit of mouth bit altering stuff. Now look at, we have so many different pictures and posters for the Sonic movie. Now before we touch that, I want to actually just kind of have a bit of a exploration of the trailer. It has no audio because it's a full-on HD. It's full HD quality. Yeah, I made it full screen by accident. But I mean that's better because then I can kind of explore it a little bit better. Now, it is kind of entertaining. The trailer itself is entertaining. I think I have a copy of a 4K version of the trailer where everything is way more detailed. It looks very, very realistic and whatnot. They really tried with the realism and whatnot. I'm not going to play audio again, copyrighted audio, and again, this is the version that doesn't even have audio whatsoever, but it's in full HD. So I don't know why it's the animation that's very weird. I don't know, it's like the animation is like, it's like they barely animated anything. Like what they did was they rotated his hands in this shape. And why is it like this? Why is his hands animated this way? Look at his hands. It's like they rotated his hands. Okay, I'm just gonna show you how I move my hands, for example. Like, look at this stuff. Look at these hands. I move them. I move them here. I can move them here. I can move them here. I can move them here. Do they rotate like? Do they rotate like the way they did in the trailer? No, they it's like natural movement. But in the Sonic trailer, it's like this. You take this stiff object and you do it like this. What is this kind of animation? That's not animation. That's just moving the hand. I'm gonna show you a little bit so you could analyze it better. Can I like slow it down on VLC or some other piece of software? I'm just gonna switch over and open this with VLC. Open the audio-less version of the trailer. Where is it? Open it with VLC. Again, it doesn't have audio, so there's no copyright issues. Playback. I want to like speed slower. Okay, I'm gonna show you how it goes. How it goes. SFPD, everybody. Okay, now I want to show you how it goes in the animation. Did you see how his hands were moving? Did you see how his hands were moving? Okay, analyzing it frame by frame. I can't really analyze it frame by frame. Can I just do a bit of a? No, I just wanna know what kind of shortcut allows me to do frame by frame stuff. Yeah. Where is it? Well, that's much slower, so you can kind of see how the frames are going. Did you see how his hands like rotated? What is this unnatural hand rotation? It's weird. Everything is weird. The mouth is like plastered in. You can clearly feel like the mouth is plastered in on top of something where there's no mouth. Like annoying orange levels of animation, man. You can actually feel it. It's very detailed, but they kind of like rotoscoped. They like rotoscoped something and made it move. Like, that doesn't look good. They didn't need to do that. They could make his mouth like the mouth of an actual animal, you know? And that would be less creepy. So, it's like, that's not... Yeah, sure, a cartoon character can move his mouth like that. So it's like the whole thing is moving. But, you know, but then, when the Sonic movie trailer, when Sonic does that, with the meow and everything, it's like meow, but it goes like this, and it just makes it even worse. They should have just made his jaw like this and made it like Rocket Raccoon or some other, some animal kind of character. Like look at that stuff. Look at that stuff, okay? Can I make it full screen? They didn't have to make him like this. They could have just, made the design a little more animal-like and get away with more things. Why did they do it like this? Why did they do it like this? Sorry, I didn't switch off from the thing. What is going on? It's like his mouth is very weird. The animation, everything about it, the gestures, the animation. It's Hollywood grade animation. It's obviously going to be very detailed, no matter what, because there's special kind of hardware for rendering this kind of stuff. So, obviously it's going to be very, very detailed, right? That's obvious. Let's not talk about how detailed it is, because how detailed it is doesn't matter. If you animate it in a very, very, very cringy way, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And scenes where he's not talking, or where he's like barely talking, look at this. Look at this stuff. I mean, at least he looks less creepy when he's talking, because when he's talking here, he doesn't like move his mouth the way he does in the meow scene, and his model looks a little better. Like his model looks a little bit more like something you would see in Sonic's character in this scene. And let me show you that specific scene I wanted to show you. Wait, right here. Do you see it? Do you see this shit? All right. Let's look at some more of that. It looks decent here, especially before this part, when he wants to save the planet. Why does he look so much better here for some reason? It's like the lighting has changed, and I'm going to save your planet, and whatever's happening. Look at that. They barely animate him. They barely animate his mouth. They like animate his mouth kind of subtly, like an actual person, not like this. Meow. No, they did not do that here. They actually did something decent here. Like, look at that. And that's the only place where they did, like, one of the only places where they did something decent with his mouth. The only place where they did something decent with his mouth that I can actually see that it's decent. They didn't screw up the design here. They could have like made this design to design the entire movie, but no. Let's make it. Let's let's screw it over. Let's make it different in every place. Okay, look at how it's animated here. You can clearly see his design is pretty normal. It's pretty okay here. But then look at that. What is this? Do you see how his head looks like a circle? Looks like a sphere. That's not how it's supposed to be. I mean, at least they animated his mouth well. I mean, his mouth like animated much better. Like they animated his mouth like an actual animal here. You understand? You see why it's so big? His mouth is so big here because they animated his mouth like an actual animal. They animated his whole snout. They made the snout be more animal-like. They tried here. I don't know why they decided to do it here specifically. Right? It looks a bit wrong here, especially when he's standing like this. Right? When he's standing like this, it looks just wrong. Probably because of the leg being all this weird shape, this weird ass shape. This leg being weird ass shape. This leg too. It's like it's in front, but it's in the back of another. Like, what is this part right here? What is this? Can you explain this part to me, please? Can someone explain? Why does it look like his body's like screwed up like this? It's like an italics font has been applied by accident. What is this? Why is his part on his fur is on like this part of his, or like this part on his body? It's supposed to be on the center. And it's like this. It's like doing a diagonal. Okay, again, they're really trying to make it better now that they're changing the design, and I hope to see that very soon. But the design, so many weird parts here. His head looks very spherical, and I tried, doing something with it in this picture right here, which I'm showing you right now. I tried making his head a little less spherical. Yeah. Tried making his head a little less spherical. Kind of making the shapes a little better, making the leg look less confusing, and this one too, and kind of making those straightened up. I also wanted to make this patch of fur go down here, and then this one be closed down with this blue part, but didn't really paid much attention to that. But here it's like, what is going on even? And look at this. What is this? Sonic, when he talks, he looks weird. Like they don't know how to move his mouth. Sonic, when he runs, he's barely even opening his mouth. I mean, this scene here, he's talking. This scene, he's opening his mouth. But in these scenes, he's not even opening his mouth. And he looks a ton better. How does that work? How does that work? There's so many good scenes right here. Like, these two and these two are good. Everything else is crap, okay? This and this is crap. This and this is, I mean, they're not crap when it comes to, I don't think they're really, really bad, like, unwatchable bad. But they're just so weird and uncomfortable to look at. And you don't want a Hollywood movie to be like that. You just don't. Again, they're changing it now. They want to make it more consistent. They want to make it better. I believe them. I believe they want to make a movie that people can watch. It is watchable. Even if it's going to be as mediocre or as simplistic or as, as E.T.-like, or, just a simple movie with an alien going up on Earth and then meeting a human and then saving the planet. Nothing special. Some people will not be interested in this movie, but others will be, and others will watch it. And I'm one of those others. I'm one of those other people. I'm hyped for this movie. I want to see the movie when it comes out. And I really hope that Jeff Fowler and his team, they do a. I hope that they do a good job, and I hope that the next trailer is gonna have a bit more of that story that they're promising. I mean, they didn't promise any story. It just got leaked, like how Sonic's raised by an owl. I even have a picture right here of a leaked storyboard screenshot or whatever of the owl in the Sonic movie, meaning Sonic. We're raising him when he's a baby. He's like a little kid. He's very young, clearly very young in this picture. And then the owl. Apparently, the owl, raises Sonic when he's small. I'm not sure if it's on Earth or before he comes to Earth. I'm not sure if the owl is even talks to him. Maybe he can talk to other animals. Maybe that's why he loves animals so much. I mean, the original Sonic Bible had all this specification about Sonic being able to talk to animals. They were his best friends. That was before Tails or Knuckles existed. So yeah, probably makes a lot of sense. Look at what I thought would be. April 2019. It was before the trailer. Look at this. This was my thought of how the design would look like, right before the trailer came out. Now looking at this, I can clearly see that it's not exactly like that. It's slightly different. I mean, I would have done the corner a little bit different, maybe. But it looks really similar to the end result, in a way. I mean, this is better than the end result. How did they screw it up? There's a guy on Twitter called Trust the Fungus. He made this version. Way before anything was really known about design. He made this version a long time ago. Back when it was still fresh, to dunk on the silhouette poster that was released back in December 2018. And yeah, his legs still look buff here. His leg looks really buff. Was that the original intention? Did they originally intend it to make it that way? Maybe they did, and then they changed it to make it less buff. I don't know. But that's reported. I mean, it's based on more leaks and stuff, but it was way before all the concept art got leaked and all that other stuff got leaked. Look at that. Does that look bad? No, that doesn't look bad. And they could have done something done something like this. Except for the hands. I mean, they could have made them the same way it is in the actual movie, really white, or even with gloves, like in this picture right here. I'm gonna show. This is the announcement from Jeff Fowler that the movie's delayed to Valentine's Day, 2020, and February 14th. That's the date. In my country, it's gonna be a day before, so it's gonna be February 13th. Where I live, which is actually a good thing, because we get to see the movie before the United States gets to see it. At least most of the audience in the United States gets to see it, which is a good thing. And there's so many leaks from Reddit and from all kinds of different sources, like how Sonic at first cannot escape the dart from the scene in the trailer where he's like meow, and then there's a tranquilizer door. He couldn't dodge it because he's too young. He didn't even learn how to stop time yet at that point. So he learns how to stop time. He learns how to spin dash. I mean, he does a spin dash that deactivates the power in the entire Pacific Northwest or whatever. I mean, in the trailer it looks like he completely cut off the United States electricity, which is not what was probably actually happening in the movie. I don't know why they decided to show us power cutting off of the entire United States. Maybe they just pulled off a different scene that's at night. That's super weird. Why is it at night? Is it to demonstrate something? Maybe they decided to demonstrate. Like, they put Sonic running in broad daylight. Right after that, they put a scene of him. They put a globe and then United States. It's night in the United States and the lights go off. the lights go out. This trailer was like made from different chunks, completely unrelated to each other. It's very weird. I mean, it's not bad. It's not as bad as everyone thinks it is. Because, to be honest, it's just people having this kind of objective, standards for movies. And this is way below those objective standards, because objective standards, especially for Americans, are very, very specific. You can't be anything other than those standards. You can't be below those standards, because if you are below the standards, if you don't adhere to them, the movie's just not going to perform well in the United States. People are not going to like it. Because people who watch movies in the United States expect something from a movie, expect something specific from a movie, expect the kind of quality that a Hollywood movie should have. But me, I don't expect a movie to be exactly like what Americans expect it to be. I don't even live in America. I mean, people like me, we live in a country where, there's not a big amount of Sonic memes everywhere. There's not a big amount of memes, like there are, but it's mostly from American memes. Again, our culture is like different. We still primarily watch television, public channels, open channels on TV. And we still primarily enjoy that when you want to, watch the news and stuff. We don't go on these internet channels. Most of us still listen to radio stations, because with radio stations in our country, some of them are actually good. Some of them actually have decent music. I mean, we do have Netflix and Spotify and YouTube and all this other stuff that we can do. And today with social media, a lot of people, a lot of people just, the amount of people who watch news is dropping down. But that's in every country around the world. That's thanks to Facebook and Twitter. But here's the thing. We here in Israel, in my country, we are more mainstream, more normie than, people on the internet in the United States. We know less about the kind of intricacies that make up something of an objective quote. Like, it's not even like an objective. Like, what is an objectively good movie? What is an objectively bad movie? Let me give you an example of something that I really hated. The Aquaman movie. I really hated the Aquaman movie. I legit despised it. It's boring. The action doesn't make sense. The story doesn't make sense. Nothing in this movie is good. Everything's dragged out. Everything's going on for too much, Like, the story is way too weird. It's like, what is even going on? They go backtracking back and forth. They go like some very cheesy stuff in the movie. And then I go on and watch movies like Iron Man 2 and 3. And I say to myself, hey, I don't like Iron Man 2 and 3. No, I'm not supposed to like Iron Man 2 and 3, but I somehow actually enjoyed these movies. I like Iron Man 2 and 3. I don't hate it, like most other people do. And then I go watch Marvel movies, and some of them are actually amazing. But then I come across movies like Thor: The Dark World. The second time I watched Thor: The Dark World, I was really bored. I wanted to stop watching it in the middle of the movie. It's like, what is this movie? It's so boring. Thor: The Dark World. And people thought it was a decent film. And I'm like, how is this a decent film? The second time you watch it, you're like, what is this? This is a boring mess. It's so predictable, it's so boring. And yet I'm here praising the Sonic movie. I'm saying the Sonic movie is going to be good. It may not be this objectively amazing freaking Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man thing. It won't be. I'm not expecting it to be, but I'm expecting it to be something that I enjoy. Something that I can talk with my friends about. And I don't think my friends right now want to talk with me about it. It has become a taboo, in a way, because of how objectively everything is horrible about it. From the story to the trailer to the design to everything. But then I'm like, I don't understand. I don't get why so many people hate this movie. It's just it's frankly, it's a movie you should be hyped about. I heard so many leaks about the story. Some of them are probably correct, including the whole thing with the owl in the beginning. There's barely anything in the trailer about any of the actual plot of this movie. The trailer just shows barely anything. I liked the trailer, but I think it shows barely anything. If Paramount really wants this movie to succeed, they should just make a completely new trailer that shows, I guess, more of Sonic with the new design that they announced and everything. It's very hot in here. I turned on a freaking ventilator or whatever they call it. A fan. Yeah, I call it a ventilator for some reason. But here's the thing. If there is something that looks as decent as this part right here, then there's still hope. This looks like one of the best frames in the trailer. In fact, it probably is. His eyes are big enough. Everything about him looks much better in this specific part than any other part of the trailer. Heck, even this. I mean, this looks like modern Sonic converted to 3D, in my opinion. This is like Sonic just got converted. This looks too. Both of these. And they have the same pupils here. So it's probably the same designers. Probably the same, model slightly tweaked up. I mean, they're all probably the same model, but tweaked up and changed. The rotoscoping, the animation, I mean, except for this, they probably changed his jaw completely in this one. Make it look more like an animal. I just hope that they do something smart with this. I hope that they make the design something like this or like this. Because we know this was leaked back when Chris Pratt was auditioning for the movie. This is a drawing by Tyson Hesse. Or Tyson Hesse, I'm not sure what his last name is pronounced like. Apparently, this guy was hired, Tyson Hesse, was hired by Paramount to fix Sonic's design. I hope that, I hope that is true, because if it's true, that means the big changes are coming. And when big changes are coming, that means that, there's still hope for the design. And there's still hope that more and more people will be interested, because, not because of the jokes against the movie, but because of an actual potential of actually enjoying the movie. And the design was probably the biggest complaint that people had, other than the concept and the story. And the dialogue and the acting, kind of mediocre, but whatever. Let's forget, we can forget about that. As long as the design no longer turns off and completely triggers everyone, then, there'll be more people actually interested, that could actually be interested in something like this. Please, Paramount, I'm on you too. I want you to make a movie that we can enjoy, that people who are interested in this concept of a live-action Sonic movie with humans and everything, we want an interesting movie. We want a good movie that isn't boring, that is watchable, that is enjoyable, that we can enjoy, and then even if we don't share it, if we don't share it too much, at least we remember it as something good. I want this movie to be good. Please. Jeff Fowler, Paramount, if you're working on this thing, right? If you're listening, give me something. By the way, last thing I want to show you. This little trailer right here. Someone made a trailer based on the cartoon version of Sonic. It got really viral, millions of views. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna mute my tab so you don't hear the music. The audio is a little wonky on this one, too. Sometimes when he talks, they like mute his audio for a second and somehow it plays like really fast. Some sort of weird glitches with the audio, so I'm just muting it. I muted the tab. I muted the video. Let's just see. It doesn't look all that bad here, for example. Here it looks really good, I think. I mean, it's not gonna fit. They want to make it realistic. It's not gonna fit in the actual context of the actual movie. But for fan creation, it's amazing. Look at that. I mean, you can ignore his mouth here. His mouth is a little creepy. It's on the side, and it's not really good animation. But I can forgive that. The effort here is still pretty amazing. This is amazing amounts of effort. He even keyed out, and he did that pretty successfully. He keyed out the original design. I want to show you. It's obviously not going to look like that. They're not going to have a uni-eye, one-eye design. They're not going to have that. But I hope they have something more cartoony, like that Chris Pratt leak or whatever, or like what Tyson Hess, drew of him, or something in between those things. And I'm pretty sure that that's going to actually happen. So, my opinions on the Sonic movie, I think it's going to be entertaining. I saw the trailer multiple times. That's what I discerned from it. It's going to be entertaining. It's not going to be the most amazing, the most amazing movie ever, like Endgame or Spider-Man or the Spider-Verse, or, Zootopia or anything like that. It's obviously going to have, those cringy moments that we already seen in the trailer. The trailer wasn't really that funny, They tried, but, it wasn't really the funniest thing ever. And I think that, if they show us better humorous parts in the actual movie itself, or in the new trailer, like in the second trailer, we're going to pop up with the new design, maybe that would be better. But right now, the humor is a little lackluster, and hopefully they'll improve it a little bit, maybe cut out some stuff that, that doesn't fit. Is it a spot on my camera? Whatever. So that was it. That was me, Andre. I'm sorry that I'm like this. I'm sorry that I'm really late for this whole thing. I just want to show you how, the second trailer. I want the second trailer to be this very big surprise that's going to be like, that's going to surprise everybody. And everybody's going to be hyped for the movie if they see that trailer. When this trailer comes out, it's not going to be, a bunch of dislikes and a little amount of likes. It's going to be the opposite. A bunch of likes and a tiny little amount of dislikes from people who are like uninterested in the movie. And I hope that happens. I wish you luck. Jeff Fowler, Paramount, Blur Studios, everyone working on this movie. Mutt's Animation Planet. They're probably still, they're probably still around working on some of the animation and CGI, more specifically, the rings, the effects, the visual effects. Sonic's model is handled 100% by Blur Studios. Like, that's pretty much it at this point. But, I want this movie to succeed, and I hope it does. So that was it. I hope to make more videos in the future. Hope to see you soon. That was Andre. Hastily edited. There's probably some errors in it, but I don't care at this point. It's just a quick little 35-minute video about the Sonic movie. I will see you later with more analysis and I guess more stuff in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.